Alrighty, so WKJ 90.3 FM. We have a gentleman in the house who is a hip hop veteran on the underground. Well, I don't like to use the term underground in the independent hip hop scene. He's been in the game for quite some time, for a minute. He's toured the world, been down with the EMC. Introduce the people to the world, let them know who you are.
What up, y'all? This is Punchline right here, you know, from Punching Words, Lyricist Lounge and all that. And word, I'm here, Underground Superstars.
Yep, and he hails from out the LES.
Yep, Louis.
You know, just say hi to everyone. Hi, you know, we up here in the building. So, all right, Punchline. So as we know, and you mentioned the Lyricist Lounge, you mentioned the whole underground scene. Basically, what's your philosophy on hip hop? Is it all about wordplay, politics, just plain fun? How do you feel?
All of those. I can't say it's just one or the other. I think your wordplay, you know, if you're going to be a lyricist and choose what kind of rapper you want to be. But I think even though you're going to be lyrical or non-lyrical, you have to be able to politic and have that little grind and business savvy to yourself. And what was the other one?
About the fun.
Oh, yeah, you got to have fun with what you're doing, because if it's not fun, then you know you're just doing it for the dollar, or you're just doing it because you're forced to do it, and that's never no good at all.
All right. I know you called the new album Underground Superstar. And I know in the United States you do have a name, but more on the underground market. But people don't know if many people know you were in the Cypher about a couple of years back with you, 50, Nas, Nori, you know, in that dope killer Cypher.
Yeah. You could say 10 years at this point that Cypher was. That was when Nori was working on his N.O.R.E. album. It was Noriega, 50 Cent, Consequence, and myself up in the Hit Factory Studios. DJ Kid Capri was there and everything.
Okay. So, and being in a Cypher and being remembered in a... How was that when people... I mean, that's really where you're most known for, as in... When I said the coolest thing to like being with those guys, they all had mainstream status. I mean, in your own case, you're a legend on the underground, but... Right. How should I put it? I mean, and... As you know how the game has changed, as we were just talking about backstage, with the game changed, somebody like you with all your grind work and all the stuff you've put in, by now you would have been in the United States a superstar with all that grind work and that backing from that video.
Right.
How do you feel? Does that frustrate you? Does that make you feel like, did I do something wrong? How do you feel about it? I know you get a little overseas.
I mean, I got a lot of feedback and attention from that actual Cypher and everything, but at that time, looking back at it now, I wasn't really ready as an artist like that. I was still kind of learning what type of rapper to be. You know, in my mind, I was ready. So I was like, you know, I'm nice, I can rhyme. But it's more to it than just that if you're trying to be an artist or whatever. So, I mean, I can say that now, but back then, yeah, I probably felt that way, but, you know, a little premature.
Now, with the new album, you titled the new album Underground Superstar.
Yeah.
As I said again, being that you called it, and I said many people get offended. Do you get offended when you hear that term underground? You called the album Underground Superstar, and why did you call it that? And do you get offended when people say that, the underground legend?
Okay. I'll start with the first part of the question is, Underground Superstar's title actually came from DJ Soulclap, who was the producer of the whole entire album. He had a song, the beat he gave me was titled that, and then we just wound up running with that title because it fit. And as far as the underground label, it doesn't really bother me. I guess when you kind of step into the business aspect of it, they're going to label you something, you know what I mean? So, I mean, with the sound of the album and the way it is and my whole initiation in the game and what I got best known for was coming up through the underground, so it don't really bother me.
Okay. Now, I mentioned earlier when you were doing the introduction of yourself, Lyricist Lounge and everything, I know really how I got wind of you was just through because back then I was too young to get into Lyricist Lounge. Right. Because it's been around over 20 years now.
Yeah.
I'm 31 now, so when it did start, it was like 11 going on 12. With the hype and everything that you've gotten into through the buzz of Lyricist Lounge, which that really helped your career and made you the plateau as an MC, because that started actually in your neighborhood. We don't forget Punchline is from the LES.
Yeah, Manhattan, Lower East Side.
And that's where the Lyricist Lounge started in the studio part over on Orchard Street.
Yep.
Would you say that's really where you got your niche and your craft as an MC?
I would have to say yes, because I was actually signed to a company at the time. I was with Trackmasters, and they was associated with Columbia Records. And we wasn't really getting the attention me and Words wanted over there. So, like, this was the other side, the outlet that we needed to kind of get out there. So, you know, coming up with Mos Def, Kweli, you know, Pharaoh, everybody at that time who was just, you know, on that underground movement, Last Emperor and everybody, Thurston Howell. It was just an outlet and a format for us just to get heard, and it worked. I mean, I got got attention from Q-Tip and got on the Tribe Called Quest last album because of being part of the Lyricist Lounge Show.
Yeah, and I know you're a phenomenal MC, and as I said, I want to get back into talking to you a little bit more in depth in the interview. So we're going to talk more about the album and a few other questions that I'm going to ask you. So this was part one of a dope interview we have here with Punchline, and we will be back in about in a minute or two.
Yes.